Hey everybody, Chris here from It's Mead Made, and we are back with our Resin 101 series. And today we are talking all about the safety of resin 3D printing. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So resin 3D printing is amazing. The quality you can get from your models, FDM just cannot touch it. But there are some disadvantages when printing in resin, and that is the safety precautions you have to take. You never have to worry about wearing any kind of special gloves or the way you handle your FDM prints, but when it comes to resin, you absolutely do. So today I am going to talk about some of the safety things that you can do to keep yourself safe. So before we get started, I just have one disclaimer. This is the way I do it, and this is the way that I stay safe. I realize some people go even farther to the extremes to make sure that they are super safe, and there's some other people that are just like, nah, you don't have to worry about that. I hopefully find myself right in the middle, because I'd rather be a little too safe than not enough. So if you do it a different way, that's perfectly fine. You do you, and well, I'm going to show you me. So the important thing to realize is resin is caustic, which means it can cause severe reactions to your skin if you actually get it on there. Now, this can differ from person to person. There's some people that say they've gotten it on their skin and they wiped it off and they never even noticed a thing. And there's some others that I've read in different forums that they've gotten a splash on their skin and they started breaking out in hives and they just got a really bad reaction. I would rather not know where I land on that. And I'm pretty sure you would not want to know whether you're the person that gets huge hives or not. So that is why I use all of this certain PPE to keep me safe. Now, if you don't know what PPE is, that is personal protective equipment. Now, the first thing and the one thing that I use more than anything is gloves. I use gloves a lot, and these are nitrile gloves. You have to use nitrile gloves, not latex gloves. I recommend buying a couple boxes of these because you go through a pair every single time you go over there and touch anything. Now, the other thing that I feel like gets forgotten about a lot by people is safety glasses. You should be wearing safety glasses anytime you're over near your resin 3D printer. And I bet you're wondering, why do I need safety glasses? Because resin splashes, and it can go anywhere. I've had times where it just glugged out too fast and it just went splash. And I actually saw a little bit on my glasses that it would have gone in my eye if I was not wearing my glasses or a pair of safety glasses. The other thing, it's important to wear safety glasses when you're taking off supports, because those little suckers, they fly out and snap and pop, and you gotta be careful, because half the time when I'm taking off a support, something's popping off or rolling off somewhere. So, always wear your safety glasses when you're doing any of this stuff. Now, a respirator can help with the fumes of resin. It's kind of like if you print FDM, ABS, that filament has an odor. Same thing with resin. It has a smell to it. And not all resins are the same. Some resins don't have a strong odor and others do. It really depends on the brand and the type of resin that you're using. But a respirator would get rid of that for you and you could breathe just fine. But the one thing that I don't recommend is wearing like a COVID mask or a surgical mask. That's not going to protect you from fumes. That is going to protect you from somebody coughing at you. And I strongly encourage you to wear a respirator. While we're talking about respirators, I feel like I should also mention that you should have some type of proper ventilation in the room that you're 3D printing. So every single time I'm 3D printing my resin, I actually just turn on the vent inside my spray booth to just keep the air flowing in here. You should have some type of ventilation and airflow with your resin 3D printers. So when you're 3D printing resin, there are a lot of steps throughout the process. And there's some things that you should always keep in mind or keep in the back of your head when printing. And one of the main things is contaminated areas versus non-contaminated areas. So let's move over to my workspace and I can show you exactly what I mean. All right, real quick, I just have to say Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of these amazing people that have supported me on Patreon this month. If you want to be a part of this amazing growing community, you will get exclusive access to my private Discord channels where we talk about painting 3D prints, printing, failures, and everything in between. But you'll also get access to my behind-the-scenes content where I show you what I'm working on, as well as being able to vote on videos that I make during the month. This video right here was actually part of last month's. Resin 101 is what was voted for me to make this series. If you're interested, the link's below. Other than that, let's get back to this video. So it's important to be able to have a dedicated workspace to your resin 3D printing. That way you know where everything's at and you know how to keep everything contained. And I'm sure you're wondering why I'm saying contained. Contained is because I don't want some of the stuff that has resin on it to get all over my workshop or my studio. I want to be able to keep it all in one spot so I know what is contaminated and what is not. Now that is the biggest thing that I think is important for people to keep in the back of their mind is what is contaminated. So when I say contaminated, that is any surface or object that may have touched or has touched resin. And that is either raw liquid resin or uncured resin. Now remember, cured resin is perfectly fine to touch. So I'm never worried about if my cured resin is being touched or if I've got that in some place all over my studio, which my cured prints are all over my studio. And then the other thing is not contaminated areas. Those are the certain areas that I know are safe to physically touch because I have never or will ever touch them with gloves or with resin to splash on. So I really want to go over my area to give you ideas of what's contaminated and what's not contaminated. So I want to just go through not contaminated right now because the number one area is my screen. I am always making sure that my screen is not contaminated. I never touch it with gloves on. I only touch it with my fingers. And there's a good reason for that. And that is because if I've got resin on my hands and then I'm going beep, 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 I'm getting it on my screen and it's staying there. And then I come back again and the next time I've got resin on my hands, on my gloves, and I'm like going through the menus. Over time, that resin is going to build up on your screen and that resin could even drip into your 3D printer. And you've got to be careful about that because I have actually gotten buildup on my last 3D printer to where the screen wasn't even good and I had to completely replace it. And it was all my fault and that's why. So it's a good idea to keep your screen not contaminated. The other thing is my hood. My hood, I have never worn gloves while touching it. And the outside is perfectly clean. Now the inside, different story. But the outside, I can touch this anywhere and grab it and take it off. Another thing is my bottles. My bottles are not contaminated, and they are contaminated. So what I mean by that is I will actually never touch the sides of this bottle with resin, but my cap is contaminated. I always have gloves on when I'm messing with the cap to turn it on and off. But when I'm pouring it in, there's always dripping around the edge. So I'll take some cotton pads and I wipe around the edge to clean it off and then I put the cap back on. Another thing to realize that the sides are not contaminated, the cap is, but you see I'm setting it down in an area that is contaminated. So the bottom of my bottle is also contaminated. It is such a strange thing to get in this habit of realizing of what's dirty, what's not. That's really what I mean by contaminated. It's dirty and I don't want to touch it. But contaminated means I'm going to get hurt, so I don't want to actually get contaminated. And then the last thing that is not contaminated is over here, my jump drive. My jump drive and all the area on this side of my printer is not contaminated because I do not want resin getting on my jump drive. Because if resin gets on this is the one thing that leaves this area. I take it back to my computer, load up some files, and bring it back. So I always make sure that this stays clean. Now when it comes to my wash and cure station, which I mostly use for curing instead of washing, is my hood is contaminated and not contaminated. So if I have gloves on, because throughout the process, sometimes I have gloves on and I don't want to take them off just to take this off. So my sides here are actually contaminated. But if I have my gloves off, say I'm done curing and I just want to grab those prints out, the front and back are not contaminated. And I can just grab it from the front and back. So there's certain little tips and tricks that you can do to be able to, whether you have gloves or not, options. So I'm always touching the front and back to take this off, but if I have gloves, I only touch the sides. And you can see how nasty this side is with all of the resin that's kind of dripped off of it. So also you see 2 bottles of alcohol right here. You see this one and this one over here. This one is my non-contaminated alcohol bottle. So I know that I can grab this IPA at any time if I don't have gloves on. But this one over here, my big one, I actually have this as my contaminated bottle. So I actually always have gloves on when I'm dealing with this because the cap is all sticky, and also I just want to be able to quickly access it and not worry if my hands are like covered in resin. Now when it comes to inside my 3D printer, there is 2 areas that are not contaminated. The rest, 100% contaminated. This knob right here, where I unscrew, I actually make this uncontaminated. So this has never been touched by gloves. I always do it with my hand, or if I just put my gloves on and they're just clean and I haven't touched anything yet, I will unscrew this. The other part is the block right here. For me, I have a block that slides out, and I know that this is not contaminated. But this part absolutely is, because that's what dips in the resin. So you can see here, I actually got a bunch of minis I just finished. And it looks like no failures. Yay me. Now when it comes to the actual vat, everything here is contaminated. Inside the printer, this bottom part of the printer is contaminated. Pretty much as a general rule, anything here, I've always got gloves on. And I want to be safe because this is where resin can splash and it can run over and I don't even know it. And maybe I have a hole in my FEP and I think that this is safe, but it actually started to seep out. So you want to just keep this whole area as a contaminated area. So this is my silicone mat that I consider a contaminated area. So what I actually do when I'm actually taking things off my build plate, I'm still holding this part, but the nice thing is since I have a flex plate, I go ahead and I just pop this off and just lay it down. Then I'll actually go put this back on the mount. And most of the time I can actually flex all this off with one fell swoop and one hand. The one thing you will realize, you'll get really good at doing things one-handed because you don't want to keep putting gloves on and off when you've got a contaminated area versus a non-contaminated area. But I always put on 2 gloves if I absolutely need to. But for something like this, I just cleaned everything off of my plate. Now I can take it back off and put my mag plate back on. And there we go. And I just put it back up top and screw it down and it's good for the next print. So with me breaking up all of these minis, because you can see that the skate actually is all one, I would put my safety glasses on, I would put both gloves on, and then I would start breaking them all apart. But sometimes I'll actually just wash all of these at once when they're all attached like this, because sometimes it's easier to wash 19 minis like this right here all at once, instead of breaking them all apart and I'd have the potential of breaking them even more. Now the last thing I have is, I have this tray right here. This is just a baking sheet. And I like the idea of having some type of tray that's got a lip, to where if I spill resin in here, I don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Because when I'm over here on the green mat, I'm actually controlling everything. But over here, these are where I keep all of my tools, and everything on this is 100% contaminated. With the handles, because I'm grabbing scrapers, I've got scrapers, I've got snippers, I've got all kinds of stuff, and even my funnels. But all of this is pretty much covered in resin. Every once in a while, I will throw all of these in my alcohol tub and just wash them to make sure I don't get a lot of buildup of resin. But for the most part, these are all not safe to touch with my bare hands. But that being said, that I have all of these areas over here that I never touch. Over here, this is actually my cured area because I like to keep everything divided. So I just have everything setting on top of a board right here. I know anything that I'm setting right here is 100% cured. And that also helps me two ways. One, I always know I can touch anything over here. But two, when I'm actually curing a really big print, like this Spider-Man right here, this was a lot of pieces and parts. So all of my uncured parts sat on the green mat until I've cured them. And when they came out of the cure station, I put them here. So being able to have some type of separation areas to where you know contaminated or uncured versus cured. But these are some ideas to keep in mind when you're working in resin. But that's my entire process of keeping a safe work area. So now I hope you have a good foundation of how you can stay safe when printing in resin. 3D printing resin is a super fun hobby, but we absolutely need to stay safe while doing it. Is there some type of other precaution that you take that maybe I left out of here? Leave them in the comments below and let me know. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll go ahead and see you in that next video.